Okay. Welcome everybody to the Personnel Committee meeting of Attleborough Town Council held this afternoon, Monday the 17th of July at 6 p.m. First thing on the agenda, item 1 is election of chair for the election period 2023 to 27. Do we have any nominations?
Yeah, I would like to nominate Councillor Ashby.
Right, okay. Anybody else?
I'll second that.
Okay.
I was going to ask you whether you wish to continue, but
I'm
that's your point.
I'm happy to continue if that's the will of the committee. If the will of the committee is to take somebody else on, I'm happy with that as well. So I'm ambivalent, I think is the word.
I just thought it's correct to.
Yeah, so I'll nominate myself if anyone wants to second me or not.
It's up in an awful position.
Well, I say I'm not fussed either way, to be honest. The vote on Councillor Ashby then?
Yes.
Unanimous? I'll call it quits then.
Sorry.
No, so it's fine, absolutely fine. Had the discussion already. Right, just you can take over then.
Do I need to move six? We have.
Yes.
Perfect.
Foxley.
Okay. That was a firm yes by the outgoing chair.
I just think these things are a bit difficult because as existing chair, you can't really nominate yourself, but I think there ought to be an opportunity for someone to say,
Well, so I
we'd like to or not.
already had a discussion with Roger that I'm not fussed either way. Yeah, that was the will, that was the will.
But can I just personally say, you know, thank you for all the work you've done through
That's quite right.
quite historic
Challenging times.
Well, it's more than challenging, it's nightmarish.
Yeah.
So,
And I'd like to echo that.
Thank you.
Sentiment, 4 years, we'll start with one hell of a.
Wasn't quite.
You were 4 years, weren't you?
No, it's 2.5 years.
Oh, was it? Okay,
Yeah,
well,
it's
even
very
now,
after
2.5
the
years.
unpleasantness.
Good bit of public service. So thanks very much for the nomination and election. I'll now move on to item 2, election of deputy chair for the election period 2023 to 2027. Any nominations?
I'd like to nominate Councillor Bond.
I'll second that. Any other nominations? Can we take a vote on deputy chair?
No.
Councillor Bond. Unanimous. Item 3, apologies for absence. I don't think there is any.
No, everyone is.
Committee. Declarations of interest. Having looked at the agenda, further agenda items. No declarations. Okay, noted. Item 5 minutes of the personnel meeting from the 13th of April 2023. Everyone got a copy?
Slightly difficult because there's only yourselves that will be there, isn't it? Yeah. Very good.
Great, yeah, no fab. Okay, so in terms of accuracy, we're happy with that?
Oh, no, yeah.
Okay, so they're agreed. Action button. Great, moving on to item 6, update on staff vacancies for information.
So this was just really because obviously as a new personnel committee, you may not be fully aware of where we're up to or the recent problem we have with this. We need to expedite really the hiring of more groundsmen at the minute. We did advertise and for some reason, despite us doing it 4 times correctly, indeed insisted on sending us applicants from the other Attleborough, which is in Yorkshire. So that's been a waste of time. So what we're actually thinking now is that I would like to re-advertise more locally and use things like Your Jobs in Attleborough page, and so we're going to get more local things. The other thing is we have had slight issues in the past with, how can I put this diplomatically? You want a team to work, you don't need too many chiefs, and actually we potentially don't need to be writing the job description with the wealth of qualifications and experience we have previously done. Ultimately, if someone's capable of mowing and stringing, we can teach them other things in the way that we'd like to do them, and that might open some doors for some more people. So that was the first thing. So if you're happy with that, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and do it more locally and get people through a different way. And the second thing is that we are also looking for a new office member of staff, which would be a junior member of staff. So this was all part of succession planning. So this would be somebody that could, so for those of you that might not know, at the moment, if Paul is on holiday, I or Anne have to leave our post and sit and man reception, things like that. There's no backfill for any of these roles. And my aim was always that we had a multifunctional skill set. So there was, you know, so somebody could step up into other people's roles. So you always have that seamless transition. But because we didn't want to, well, we decided to make that a junior role so we could train someone up, perhaps offer them to do their Silca as part of it, maybe give somebody an opportunity to have a career change or a youngster leaving school.
Okay.
So that's where we're up to.
Right. So is there a job spec on what you want?
There is, yeah, and that's, I haven't got it with me, because unfortunately, everything's been wiped off this computer because it was the only way we could get the internet to work on it. But I can certainly send that out to you, the job spec that we've written, the job spec that's been put on Indeed.
Yeah, I think if that can be circulated,
Yeah.
some will have seen it somewhere.
Could I ask how many ground staff are you looking for?
So, at one, we've now got the mandate, we've now got the budget to have up to 5, which means that that would give us, and the idea would be that we'd split into 2 teams so that you could cover a lot more places at once and you could constantly have some people paying attention to the cemetery. Really, 4 is the minimum we should be aiming at now. We are having problems having just 3. And if someone's on holiday, being down to 2 is really quite debilitating. And then you have like the sort of lone working as well. We don't really like people on electrical equipment on their own for long periods. So yeah, it could be 5, but it needs to be 4. We've got 3.
So potentially 2, but at least 1.
Yeah.
What we had in the past?
We've never had more than 4, and then we resolved last year to get a 5th, and we've just had issues. We've had rounds of interviews where we wanted to hire, say, 2 or 3 people, and then we found one candidate that's suitable and things like that. It's not always been that easy. And the problem with going through things like Indeed is you do end up with a lot of applicants that then actually never turn up to the interviews. So this is why I think we need to do it in a slightly different way as well.
And can I just ask, if the essential and desirable bits, you know, we get it down, have we got enough, because we're so thin on the ground, have we got enough people to actually train them up in the skills that they should acquire?
Yeah, so the training's not an issue, but I think what is more the issue is if you get people that are more highly qualified, then you almost get a situation where somebody thinks perhaps it's not their job to just be stringing, or it's not their job to just be mowing, whereas actually that's what we need. We need people that can do the basics.
What I was trying to get to was, if you come in at a lower skill level and train,
Yeah.
which is, I think, the best, you know,
Yeah.
you hire on aptitude and train on skills.
Yeah.
Do we have enough people to do that without taking them away from their actual work?
Yeah, because most of the training that they would have to do is not done in-house.
Okay.
because because you're talking about tickets and safety things, a lot of the time we have somebody come in. So for example, we've only got one qualified grave digger at the moment, which is quite scary. And the waiting list for the grave digging course is very long. So I've got one booked, it's not going to be till November. What I did find out, which the previous personnel members will know, is that the price of the grave digging course, which is about 2,500, I then found out that that's not 2,500 per candidate, it's for the course. I can have multiple candidates on it. So that's really useful. So though we've got to wait for November, if we get one or if we get two new people, and we've already got 2 members of staff that aren't trained, all 4 of them could go on the course. And the most cost that there would be to the council is me hiring in an extra digger for the day, which is so much cheaper than having to run more than one course. So there is a bit of a plan with
So we'd have to pay
tickets.
for that training, but in the long run, that's the better way of doing it.
Well, we're paying for it anyway, the 2 members of staff. So if we get 2 more, they can go on that same course with no additional cost.
Is there a apprenticeship option? I know we've spoken about this in the past, I know it gets very complicated.
We've done-
everything else, but and you've explored it to death, but let's just tick off
So we have
what the options
we have
are.
explored it to death. I was very keen on it. We have had, there are a couple of things. Firstly, there are problems with the providers. Notice, so the nearest provider now that will do a suitable course for us, so a sort of grounds team or gardening type course is, can't remember what they're called, but the college in Ipswich, they no longer do it here.
Oh, down at
West
Easton
Anglia.
and no, it's carry on. We'll come to
Anyway,
it.
I've spoken to Easton College and I've spoken to
Botley.
City in the past, yeah, and they don't have a course that really fits what we do particularly well. We did take on a youngster last year in the idea of, it might not be apprenticeship, but we'll take this person and we'll give a young person opportunity and we'll train them up. And it would be hard to convince the guys to do it again, put it that way.
That's fine. It's more of a question of
Yeah, it needs-
exploring all
yeah,
opportunities and we discount them and we come
Yeah.
to conclusions.
I think the key is we need people that can hit the ground running with the basic things. Although we can put time and effort into further training, we need someone that can come in and trim and mow grass and things like that straight away.
Thank you.
Okay, so the office person, is that the same office person to in the minutes on December?
Most probably, I'm not in front of me. Yes,
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So
yeah, so that's very much, you can see from the salary there, that's very much advertised as an entry level post.
So that's going to be actioned, both of those. are
Yeah.
gonna be actioned.
Yeah,
They were going to be actioned anyway.
yeah, well, they should have been, but we
Yeah.
keep getting people from Yorkshire applying, so we just need to refocus people.
I might want to move down, but you never know.
Well,
I'll do
yes,
myself.
Happy to move on from that? So next item is the exclusion of the press and public, to which I apologise.
That's all right. We will be back later.
Tristan,
Yes.
before we go any further, I'd like to say,
Yeah.
for the exclusion of the present public, you have to satisfy that obviously whatever is going to be discussed would
Just
be
see
of
you
a
later.
public nature.
Right.
Thank
So I'm just mindful of any other items, because obviously, before we pass this resolution, I don't think that a vague agenda item like that we could say would warrant the exclusion.
Well, it does, I can tell you I can't discuss it unless we do.
Okay, so let's pass that resolution. How do we pass this resolution?
You need to first nominate her in a second.
I'll nominate.
Nominating. Thank you very much, wonderful. That's been passed unanimously.
Not the
Do we need to do that? Fine. Maloney? Okay, confidential